Hello everyone, I'm High Treason, and welcome to another part of the long drive. I'm going to show those alien birds my long rod. And they like it or else. Oh, fine, fucking just put that down there. Looking for some cleaning supplies. Oh dear. Those don't usually spawn outside of the starting house. That's pretty unusual. Oh dear. I think we're the wrong way up. This might be a bit of a fucking problem here. Yeah, you can sit on the broom. It does a couple of other things. But I feel like we've just lost that forever. It does a couple of other things as well. None of which are entirely useful, but let's have a look. Sit there. I've never quite been sure how to use this thing, but can fly with it. It's like, should we keep it? I think we'll keep it just for fun. Just for the amusement factor. It'll probably fuck up the physics engine big time. I see cleaning supplies. Gonna get some sexy alien babes. My broom's gonna help. We'll be the ones doing the probing for once. Fuck off, rabbits. Right, let's clean the exterior of the car so that they can see us better. There we go. And that's all we have for now. Car's not in bad shape though. I wonder where that rabbit is. He sounded pretty annoyed with us. Well, that's tough. Sucks to be him. I want that oil, damn it. Let's go and get it in my car. There we go. Close enough. Make sure we have enough of that. We're using that eventually. We're using some of them. I've got my hands on them aliens. Did you come up with an answer yet? I ain't quite made mine up yet. I mean, you know, those aliens might be unfuckable. They might smell funny as well. What they do? They're aliens. Aliens smell weird. Those poor aliens. Those poor alien babes, they'll be scouring the desert for us. We'll catch up to them. Oh dear. Still, our fortunes are improving. Okay, we're starting at about 93k, that's not terrible. I think the car's more bouncy now, just in part because the terrain generator's running into the early signs of the jankery that it gets up to. So we're probably sort of hitting just one pixel of the underlying terrain every so often at this point. As we get farther out, smoke's got in my eye, I can't see. As we get farther out, the terrain will go dodgy and eventually it'll just be bang, bang, bang on sand sticking through the road. So that's where we should drive quite fast while we can, because we will have to drive slower towards the end of the road just because of the state the road ends up in. And whilst it is technically a bug, I kind of wouldn't want it to be fixed. Like, you know, I think the road should get harder. What is baffling me is we still haven't really seen any particularly extreme terrain yet. I'm probably going to regret having said this. But yeah, if we can make it to about 125 miles, we should be well on target. Fuck you, buddy. Maybe I would. Ugh. Maybe I would. Not in real life, obviously. But, in the context of the game. You know, it's a game. You've got to be silly. It's a silly game. It invites being silly. It wants you to be silly. They say this road's a bit prettier. They must have just put this bit in. I think they were going to put a shopping mall here or something. And I was like, oh no, not grass biomes. I should have known. Hate these. Alright, how long until I hit a rock in here? Place your bets now. Place your bets now. I'm going to drive a bit faster. But yeah, at the end of this part, then I guess we'll be about halfway done with this car, which is kind of sad. I won't give this car up until it's in immaculate condition, so if it's still a bit crusty and rusty and it comes to 250 miles, we'll be keeping it a bit longer. Not sure if I'm not driving out to that. It looks like a little bunker or something. They're not very good. There was a building on the left if you missed it. It's a long way out. It's probably about 2 miles or something. Mile and a half. I mean, we're doing just under a mile a minute. We can do over a mile a minute. This thing's a beast. Like, if we do that, but it's that bouncing. I don't want. Did you hear that bang then? That was the front corner of the car grinding on the road. There you go again. And if we do that, it's prone to flip over. So, you know, the road sort of chucking us about like, yeah. It's not a thing you want to do. Plus, did you see the pop-in? That happens as well. My PC is not the fastest thing on the planet. It should be faster than it is, I swear, because hardware's kind of stagnant these days. They just cripple it more and more. We're at the point where rendering these takes longer than it would to do it on the old Presley. And it's weird, because occasionally it's as if it forgets and it'll go full speed. It was about 4 times faster than the Presley initially, which was pretty neat, but also, you know, it was about in line with what I'd consider an upgrade, but just barely, where per core would be like twice as fast. And maybe I'm just old-fashioned. I'm told it's unreasonable to expect like double the performance when I upgrade my PC. But no, I don't replace my PC until I can get it to run twice as fast, so it's the way I am. Maybe I do live in the past a bit, but hey, you know, everyone else is going backwards, so technically I live in the future. And my 90s PC is more capable than the shit you buy now, so in a lot of ways it does a lot of things that these new ones don't. No cleaning supplies. We'll pour the gasoline in. Ah, fuck you, bunnies. Look at them. Look at them over there. The bastards. Think they're fucking clever. Let's get in the hot pursuit of those hot alien babes. I mean, they're all we know, they might have 6 breasts or something, huh? Not really much of a boob man. I kind of like women with little titties, but I'm not like totally choosy, so it's not a big deal. No, we never said they'd be big anyway. I mean, if they got that many of them, they're probably quite small. And then we don't know how big these aliens are, you know, they might be like 20 foot tall or something. I remember us writing some bastardisation of Narnia back in college, like Well, like Uncle Andrew was trying to get the witch to turn him to stone and use him as like a table or a stool or something. And she just kept sort of looking at him confused and shaking her head. And in the end, she ended up like going, and the horses that she steals, she got one of them to ram her. She was like, men on this like world are pathetic or something like that. I can't remember it word for word. It was something we scribbled down in a lunch break once. It don't drive too bad, this car. I've heard a lot of people say it handles bad. I don't see that, I'm afraid. Again, I think it must be subjective on the car handling, because everyone seems to have different answers. And a lot of people drive a lot faster than me, and like I say, I just don't see the point in doing that, because you just end up crashing the car. I mean, I could drive faster than I am if I wasn't, like, recording and having to do commentary and stuff. I'd still talk to myself a bit, but not as much. I wouldn't feel guilty for just going silent. Like this bit here, I'd probably just not talk, and I'd go a little bit faster than I am, even though we're sort of pushing the limits of what we can get away with already. God, these fucking grass biomes. I'm making the most of the last of the light before I have to slow down. I think we just grazed that post, you know. Well, diners, I think, usually spawn more in grass biomes, so with any luck we'll find one and we can get this car totally ship-shape. As if it will look like a ship. And then we can run it in the water. Which mightn't be any good, because there's no water out here other than what we find in faucets, and occasionally in engines for some reason. I was wondering about the abandoned cars. What happened to the people who left them? Did they just take another car like we do, or like did the rabbits get them? Yeah, I usually stop in these, but I really want those cleaning supplies, so I guess we will. I do put the handbrake on before I stop. It's a game. There's no damage model for that, so you know, it's not going to break it. You can wear that. I'm not going to. What the hell? I saw something out there. I've seen weird things in this game. Like I say, I think there's probably things in this game that nobody's seen yet. There's probably some really, really obscure thing. Yeah, whatever those are, I don't know. I'm sure there's a building type I've never seen. I've had it all but confirm that there is, actually. So ideally you want to keep one of these sponges around, and there's reasons for that. Which we haven't seen yet, and it's a mark of my driving being actually not that bad. This is where I'm going to crash and destroy the car, obviously, but... Yeah, yeah, but there's some real odd things. I've seen odd things. Like one time, there was someone stood in the road. I swear there was somebody stood in the road. And I zipped right by him. I was going up a mountain, so I don't want to stop. And I crashed the car a few fucking, like, meters down the road, I guess. This game uses meters. And so I just reloaded the game, and they weren't there, because I figured, it must have been a terrain bug, or like a building, like, you know, they stick into the road sometimes, bits of the building. But the terrain will generate the same, you know, each time for things like that. I think some of the rocks and stuff maybe don't, but yeah, it was definitely like the player model, just standing in the middle of the road. And I've never seen it again. And there was, I think I have a screenshot of where there was a black triangle in the sky. And it just sort of faded away as I got closer to where it was. I've never seen that again either. And there might be bugs. Like maybe it's not intentional, but with this game you just don't know. I wouldn't put anything past this game. Because there are things that I know exist in the game for certain that are extremely rare and almost never happen. And those are really the ones people know about, of which some people, you know, still don't think exist. So yeah, who knows, man? There could be anything in here. Maybe it is just a bug that happened as a one-off. Still pretty cool. There was something over there, but I don't think that was a building. I kind of don't want to leave it, though. I'm pretty certain it was just a big rock. I think it was that rock that was on our left. Now on our right. It's a bit confusing because there is a big rock on the left of where we just were. But yeah, I thought that was a bit of my car then. No, I've been ragging on people who say this game's scary, but I guess I can kind of see their point, you know, the isolation and everything. And once you leave the road, it's just pitch black at night and not really knowing what is out there. You know, the game is pretty good at making you just not really trust anything. I mean, I like the isolation aspect. This would actually suit me pretty good. I don't really like people that much. I would quite happily just be like in the middle of a desert like this. As long as I knew there was enough resources to survive, I wouldn't be that upset by it. I just know there's fucking nobody around, and visibility is actually pretty good in this desert, so you'd know pretty quick if somebody was coming. You know, there's no machinery operating anywhere. There's areas of it that are very flat and very open, and does that make you vulnerable? Well, yeah, but if you live in that bit of the desert, you're going to know it better than anyone who comes there. And plus, it's a big fucking desert. Why would you stay there? I'd just be a total nomad. You know, if I could find like an RV or something, I'd be quite happy with it. Even in real life, there's a part of me that would quite happily just sell everything I own and just live in an RV. It's just, I can't be bothered with being here anymore. I'm just going to drive someplace else in it now. It's probably, at least in part, to do with genetics. You go back just a generation or two, my family used to be in fucking caravans, so I guess that never goes away. It really doesn't, because when I set foot in like caravans and stuff, I just feel like it's home. It's weird. It's like, oh man, this is, I like it here. They actually boats as well. I think the same rule must apply there, kind of, because I remember the first time I set foot on a boat, and it's just kind of like the same thing of like, hang on a minute, so you're telling me this thing moves and I can live in it. Right, I like this. I quite happily just put wheels on my house, you know. But at the moment, that fucking neighbour keeping me awake. It's Monday, so I expect to be kept awake. But that's alright, because now for every time it fucking happens, I'm going to take the silencing cap off my two-stroke and start it in the passageway, which his bedroom overhangs, in the early hours of the fucking morning. And I'll just stand there and rev the balls off it for a few minutes. Because there's not much I can do. They bought that out of the house, so council won't do shit. If I make noise for just 3 days, I get a rude letter and somebody comes around threatening to evict me. And I can have totally legitimate reasons for making the noise. It's bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. I'm nearly 2 months with hardly any sleep now. Nearly 2 fucking months. And I'm not particularly nice and rational when I lack sleep. So, you know, we're ain't fantastical, I can tell you that much. It's really not been nice to us with buildings these last few parts, has it? It's making me impatient. That's why I'm driving faster than I probably should be, given the state of the terrain and everything. I'm not even paying full attention to this. I'm just going for it, really. If we do find a building, we're probably not going to make our distance target, because I don't have long left to record, but... well, you know, as long as we're making progress in one way or another, it's fine. There's a building there. It's a bus stop. It is. Oh, shit. Let's go around it like this. Like, bashify the car a little bit. That's a rock. Yeah, bring it down. Bring it down. There we go. I'm just going to let it coast because I want to roll a fucking cigarette. It is slightly downhill here, so... as long as I keep coming back to the wheel, we should be fine. So one thing I don't like about my electric bike is where the throttle has a ramp on it. Like, if you apply the throttle, it doesn't just apply that power to the wheel. It has this weird sort of carve to how the power's applied. It makes cornering difficult. You know, it's like, oh, let go of the throttle altogether on a corner. It's like, no, like... I'd rather keep it on, like, you know, and sort of match my speed with it. It feels like it's a little bit out of control when it's just rolling on momentum alone. I don't know if that's just me, I guess everybody does these things differently or something, but yeah, I don't like it. I wish there was a way to get rid of that power carve that's there. Or at the very least make it respond more like an engine would. Okay, this is uphill now. This car ain't too bothered by hills, luckily. Terrain is getting a little bit more hilly. Maybe we will start seeing some more extreme stuff soon. That's a big gas station. We want to stop there. Those quite often have decent things in them. 1.8 miles. We only have 7 miles to go to reach our target, so I think we might be alright here. That bus is fucked. 2102. Yeah, this is kind of what you'd call an estate car when I was on about those. But yeah, I'd really like to make that distance just because of like the, you know, I'd like to be at like 10%, 10 parts in, because that was a target I set myself. Try and work quickly here. If we get cleaning supplies, we could just chuck them in the car and deal with it next time, especially as there's usually baskets in these. I don't know what that was. Yeah, anything really can go in a basket. It's a bit weird. There's all these ugly paints. We have the best paint. A couple of things I could tell you about this building, but I'm not going to right now. Yeah, it's all a bit crap. That's got quite a lot in that, so one off of being full, so... there it goes. We'll attend to that problem next time. So I'm just going to drive to make it to my target. Basket's not even level, whatever. We'll fix it in the next one, because I'm going to just drive. We're just going to go for it for the next 7 miles. See if I can even get there at my target time. I don't think we can do that. I don't think that's doable, but we shouldn't be far off though. Try to find the magic spot on the throttle. So this car has a weird throttle carve, it really does. I think you might need to adjust it a bit. Thing is, I think the dev uses a keyboard himself rather than a steering wheel controller or anything like I do. The controller support is very, very sort of finicky at the moment. No, it's not finished. I don't even think it was announced as being in the game. I remember the guy saying, "Oh, it doesn't have it," and it just sort of appeared, but I don't remember any announcement about it or anything. Or maybe if there was something in the notes I just forgot, didn't notice. Who knows? And this car's a bit rattly now, isn't it? It's from the 50s, you know, cut it some slack. It's probably like 20 some years old now, this car. Was about 25 in the game world, right? I mean, that's not really, really old, but it's fairly old for a car. It's probably done a lot of miles. I mean, this is the sort of car, you know, it's ideal to take on a long road trip like this. Like, people always seem to think of these as... Oh shit, I think the engine fell out. They always give cars like this shit for one thing or another. Yeah, the engine fell out. What else did we lose? We lost the bumper. We lost air hubcap. We lost a headlight. Probably lost the gauges. But we knew it was coming because I was driving way too quick. Hopefully we can get all the bits back. Hopefully the mirrors aren't gone because they're almost impossible. Oh good, we still have those, because the only way you'll get more of them is to find another one of the cars. Pretty certain that was a Raboid I just heard. Let's get in the car so they can't get us too easy. Those are now in the glove box, I think. I expect the broom's causing us problems. Hubcap I'm not too worried about, so I'm not going to spend a real long time looking for it. But yeah, when I told you you needed the fucking sponge, yeah, that's what you need it for. The weird thing is you can't untab it when you're inside the car, so... That's me, I didn't design the game, I just play it. Yeah, I'll have a quick look for the hubcap, but it's probably gone. I have progress to make, I can't sit around waiting for it, but... Ooh, there they are. Those bonoids. Those bonoid little bastards. Yeah, that was a crash. Definitely. Anyway, let's fucking go. We have 4 miles to go. It's a boat, I'm not going to bother going to it. I told you I'd hit a rock in the grass biome, didn't I? So there you go. If you were counting the timer, and you were correct, then well done. You win pictures of my penis. I don't know. I ain't got any money to give you. I'm poor. I've just spent a load of money like on fixing things up in here, so mostly on cabling. Oh, not another fucking rock. I think we're going too fast, you know. I think given the road conditions, maybe we need to slow down a little bit. Oh, outran the terrain there. I think that's what's happening, because it's as if the wheels go through the road surface and then it fixes itself and you see the terrain pop in more ahead. Yeah, we don't have to go that fast, we're actually making good time. We'll totally do it in this part. There's the needles in the way of my fucking odometer now. Oh, good. We're out of that shitty grass biome. Oh. Game keeps thinking we're outside the car. That's probably not real good for us. There we go. Just under a mile to go. At this point we've basically done it. I just need to find a building to drop you off at. I think I see one on the... That's a guard tower. Those are shit. Those aren't real buildings. You might worry end up leaving you. But that's it. We've done it. We should be... Won't be dead on, but we'll be very close to the fucking 10% done. So we're about on target. We'll make up for it. We'll make up for it. Of course, while we have this car, when we get other cars, it's going to go slower. This car's real fast. Some of them just aren't. I mean, shit, you know, we're going to probably try and drive every car type there is at least once. And some of them are horribly slow. This is pretty much the fastest one we have. I'm being very dangerous right now. Do not try this at home. Of course you can't, because people don't have roads in the desert at home, I guess. Generally, they might have a road, but it won't really be long enough to do this kind of thing. There's a building, it's a shit one. But it's a place to leave you. There we go. How is the fuel consumption on this car anyway? Let's have us a look here. Usually just about snag these things. Oh, there we go. There you go. It's fantastic fuel economy, isn't it? I mean, it's just the best. Oof. Yeah, that girl would be having a field day. I guess I'll have to think about my options, won't I? In the meantime, that's a lot of diesel. In the meantime, I'm iTreason. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Let's go and do a quick manual save and check the total distance. Whoops. We are 469. We're doing alright. Thanks for watching.